Started off working at my mom's house, but I'm still stuck inside my mom's house. Dreaming about 10 bands when I walk it out. Then I wake up, boy, what you talking about? You ain't never gonna catch me slipping. Just wait until you see me winning. And I'ma tell you from the jump, I just hope you listen. Homie, wait until you see me winning.
The day has finally arrived. It's January 8th. It's National Championship Day. It's Bama. It's Georgia. And this is Cover 2 Sports, where we never have blown coverage. I'm your host, Chase Hoke, and we're going to just jump right into it today, so let's get started. So tonight, Alabama and Georgia are going to face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship. And I think this has all the making to be an absolutely great game, and it'll be a great way to cap off the college football season. I mean, both teams are stacked on defense, and both teams have very good offense. It's amazing. And honestly, I'm going to give you a few players who I expect to have just big games. And not necessarily like, huge numbers stats-wise, but they're going to have big games in terms of making plays that change the outcome of the game. And I'm going to start with Alabama's offense. And I'm not going to go through and name everybody on the team. I'm going to give you a few here or there. But on offense, I've got two guys in particular that I feel like are going to make a huge difference. One, obviously, the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He's going to make plays with his legs. He's going to be able to extend plays. He's going to be able to stretch out the pocket. And the other guy having a big game is going to be wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who's going to benefit from Hurts scrambling around, being able to make plays. Ridley's going to be open a lot of the time. He just runs so crisp routes. He's hard to defend, and that's a big part of his success. He's a great route runner. And I feel like him and Hurts are going to connect several times. And then on defensive side for Alabama, Minkah Fitzpatrick, the best cornerback in the country, in my opinion, is going to have a great game. I expect he's going to make a play or two, whether it's a pick six or an interception or just batting the ball down. He's going to make plays. Now, moving on to Georgia, a few players I feel like is going to have a big impact. Jake Fromm, true freshman quarterback. I like what he's been able to do all year. He's great. He's way better than what a true freshman typically is. He's led his team to the national championship. Nobody expected him to come in this year and be the starter. He replaces Jacob Eason, who, got hurt, and Eason has lost his job. It is Fromm's job. I mean, he's going to have a good game. Obviously, I expect a little nerves from him at first. I think this is going to be a very defensive game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle for 4 quarters. And offenses are going to break through. They'll score points here and there, but it's going to be a great defensive game. I don't expect it to be very high scoring, but I expect Jake Fromm, he's going to be a game manager tonight. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's going to put his team in positions to win. Another guy having a big game on offense for Georgia, I'm not going to say Nick Chubb. I think it's going to be Sonny Michel. I think he's going to benefit from little check down passes. He's going to be able to make guys miss. Now, that doesn't mean Chubb's not going to have a big game, but I think Michel's going to be a little bit better tonight. I think this game's going to fit his style of play. Alabama's very good against the run. They're just not going to – I see them struggling to defend the little screen passes, the check downs. That's going to happen tonight because Alabama's defense is not going to give up the big play. It doesn't give up the big play. You're going to have to check down. Michel's going to have to make men miss. I mean, it's going to be a great game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm ecstatic to watch tonight. It's It's going to be one of these games 50 years from now you're going to be telling your grandkids about, or your grandkids' grandkids. I'm pumped, guys. I am pumped. And another guy for Georgia that I think is going to have a huge, huge game is their stud linebacker, Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith is going to have a huge game. He's going to make tackles. He's going to make plays. He's going to get a few sacks. I mean, there's no stopping this guy. He's going to make a play. I don't care how good you are. He's going to make a play. So the guys I have that you need to watch tonight on Alabama's side of the ball, or on Alabama's team, Jalen Hurts, Calvin Ridley, Minkah Fitzpatrick. For Georgia, you need to watch Jake Fromm, Sonny Michel, and Roquan Smith. You do not want to miss their games tonight. It's going to be huge. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have Alabama winning this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by no means. I think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring affair in terms of college football. I think it's going to end up being 24-21. Alabama favored. They're going to kick a field goal. Georgia's going to have the ball within the last few minutes. Alabama's going to make plays on defense and stop them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what's happening. You heard it here. I don't blow coverages. You'll see. You'll see tonight. Guarantee you that. But just all this football has got me going crazy. We've got the college football playoff, the NFL playoffs going on, and man, how good have the NFL playoffs been for the first weekend? They were great. You had the Titans and Chiefs, the Jags and Bills, Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Rams. It was great. It was great. Majority of the games were great. The ugliest game was Jacksonville and Buffalo, but I loved it. It just looked like a defensive battle. I mean, obviously, it looked like Bortles struggled, but hey, he made plays. He won them the game. He got them in position to win the game. That's what he did. I mean, and I feel like they're going to have a tough time next week. But who knows? And how about the Titans and Chiefs game? Man, as a Titans fan, I loved that. The first half was kind of tough for me to watch. I mean, the Chiefs were eating us alive with Kelsey. We couldn't stop him. And I hate seeing good players go down with injury. I hated to see Kelsey get hurt. Yeah, it was good for the Titans. One less weapon they had to worry about, but that's not what you want to see in football. But go into halftime down 21-3. And I don't know what Dick LeBeau said to that defense, but man, did they come out in that second half ready to play some football. I mean, it was a great half to watch. Marcus Mariota making plays. I mean, I don't care what anybody says about Marcus Mariota. I don't care what anybody says. He's proven that he can win the big ones. He's proven you give him the ball in his hands, he's going to make plays. That last drive, when they've got to run the clock out, if he does not make that block for Derrick Henry, the Chiefs are getting the ball back. And they had a good chance to win the game, only down 1 point. All you need is a field goal. Marcus Mariota saw that he had to make that block, and he made it with no hesitation. No hesitation. And Marcus Mariota is the quarterback where if he fumbles in the fourth quarter or in the Super Bowl, he's going to dive on that ball. Sorry, Cam Newton. He would. I mean, Marcus Mariota is a fighter, a competitor. I mean, look at his last two games he's played. Making plays with his legs, extending drives with his legs, being able to scramble, hit the open man. You can't ask for more from him. Stiffs arms Barry Church, throws him in the dirt, then throws that block, man. He looked like an offensive lineman out there throwing that block. It was just so fun to watch. It was amazing. And then you have the Falcons and Rams game. That was a good game. It did not go the way I expected. I expected the Rams to take that home. But, man, that Falcons offense sure is clicking right now. And there's not a better time for that offense to get clicking. And that defense is playing damn good football right now as well. Being able to slow down the highest scoring offense in the NFL when it matters most, that is what playoff football is all about. That's what you call stepping up. And then the Saints-Panthers game. What a game that was. The Saints hold the Panthers to nothing but field goals until the fourth quarter, and Cam Newton makes plays, man. I think Cam Newton's really matured since his Super Bowl. And obviously, I said it about Mariota. I think Cam is the type that's going to dive on that football too. I think that's one thing that's changed about him. Cam looked great last night. Now, he did take a lick. He took a shot. But he got up. He was ready to play. I mean, that was one of the best games I've ever seen as well. That and the Chiefs-Titans games were the two best games you could have watched this past weekend. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Take it to the bank because it's true. Cam Newton and the Panthers are coming back, and I mean, they're pretty much comes down to one play, and it couldn't get caught. Devin Funchess should have brought down that ball. Devin Funchess should have caught that ball. In that time, you have to give maximum effort. You have to fight for that football. There was no reason he could not have caught that ball. Go back and watch it. I've watched it several times. He should have came down with that football. He comes down with it. Panthers win that ball game. But that didn't happen. And the Saints are going marching on. So coming up next week, the playoffs bracket's going to look like this. You're going to have the Titans playing the Patriots, the Jaguars playing the Steelers, Saints playing the Vikings, and the Falcons playing the Eagles. And I'm about to run through this and tell you what I think is about to happen. So, we'll start with the Falcons-Eagles game. I feel like the Falcons are winning this game. No, I would not have said this if Carson Wentz was leading the Eagles to war, but he's not. It's Nick Foles. And Nick Foles, that's not a knock on Nick Foles. Nick Foles is not a bad quarterback. But Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and the Falcons' defense are not losing this game. They're not. You know they want to get back to that Super Bowl and redeem themselves. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and it's very evident. It's very evident. And then we've got the Saints and Vikings. This is going to be the best game to watch. Best game to watch. Honestly, this is the toughest game for me to predict, but I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to stick with who I said originally, and I'm going to say the Saints. That offense is just way too high-powered. Granted, the Vikings have the best-rated defense in the NFL. But the Saints can hurt you, man. They'll hurt you with Breeze, Ingram, Kamara, Michael Thomas. There's too many people you have to defend here. But I would not be surprised if the Vikings win this football game. Not surprised at all. As a matter of fact, the winner of this game is going to be representing the NFC in the playoffs. In the Super Bowl, rather. I mean, Case Keenum has been phenomenal this year. And this will be his first career playoff start. So I'm anxious to see how he handles it. But I think he's going to handle it well. He's a fighter. He's a competitor. And he's going to be heading that ball off to Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon. He's got Thielen and Diggs to throw to. And Rudolph. I mean, it's going to be a great game. Now, a matchup to watch in this game is going to be Xavier Rhodes and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is in his second year going against the best corner in the NFL. Hell yeah, I'd like to see that. That's going to be great. You'll see what Michael Thomas is made of here. He had a big game last night. Let's see if he can repeat it. Then the Jaguars-Steelers. I feel like this is going to be a good game as well. I don't think it's going to be as close. I think the Steelers win it. But they're going to struggle with that defense. They did earlier in the season. Big Ben threw 5 picks. 5 picks. But I feel like that offense is better than it was back then. And Big Ben's playing better than he was. There's no question, to me, in my mind, the Steelers win this game. It single-handedly is going to come down to, can Blake Bortles outdo Big Ben? The Steelers' defense isn't as good as the Jaguars. But can Blake Bortles make the plays? I don't know. But he has an opportunity right now to prove all his critics wrong, prove everybody in the NFL that's called him trash wrong. So you best believe there's a lot of pressure on Blake Bortles. He wants to get that stigma out of him, away from him. You got to show up when it counts. You have to show up when it counts. And this is the game you have to do it. If he comes out and just lays down, goes flat, throws goose eggs, I mean, he's done. He's done. I don't see how Jaguars could not draft a quarterback if Blake Bortles doesn't show up. Yes, he got them to the playoffs. But no, it wasn't just him. How many games did that defense win for him? They're not called Saxonville for nothing, guys. I'm not trying to bag on Blake Bortles, but he's got to prove that he can win this game. And I think it'll be a good game, but I see the Steelers winning it. Just Antonio Brown's expected to come back 100%. Le'Veon Bell, Juju Smith-Schuster, Martavis Bryant. Are you kidding me? I mean, obviously, you're going to have Ramsey on Brown. You're going to have Boye on whoever's outside, whether it's Juju Smith-Schuster or Martavis Bryant, probably Martavis. And then Le'Veon Bell. It's going to come down to, can the Jaguars make that rush? Can they get to Big Ben? Can they stop Le'Veon Bell before he gets going? I don't know, but they're going to have to do something. I just don't see a way the Jags win this game. And then moving to the Titans and the Patriots. This is going to be a lot closer than people expect. A lot closer than people expect. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be a homer and say my Titans are winning this game, because as bad as I want to say that, I don't see it happening. But that doesn't mean it won't. But if the Titans are going to win this game, I'll tell you exactly what they have to do. In order for the Tennessee Titans to win this ball game, they're going to have to find a way to slow down Rob Gronkowski. You think the Patriots didn't see how Kelsey was torching that defense? They're going to give him a heavy dose of Gronk. And then Cooks, running crossing routes, out routes, streaks. You're going to have to find a way to slow down Gronk. And when you slow down Gronk, look for Cooks. You're going to have to look for them check down passes to James White and Dion Lewis. I mean, this is not going to be an easy ball game for the Tennessee Titans. And that's why the Patriots are going to win. But if I had to choose which team had a better chance of losing, the Patriots against the Titans or the Steelers versus Jags, I'm going to say the Patriots. Because the Titans, in my opinion, are a better football team, and they're clicking at the right time. The offense struggled majority of the season. But the distractions about Mike Mularkey and possibly losing his jobs are over, which honestly never should have been a distraction. You don't beat the Chiefs and then come out talking about how you have no support. It's the damn playoffs. You get your team ready to go. They don't need to worry about if their coach is coming back next year. They don't. You don't need that distraction. You're supposed to shoot it down whether you're worried or not. You're a head coach. Your job is not to feed the fire. It's to put it out. And Mike Mularkey, you did not put it out. Thank God Amy Adams Strunk, the Titans' controlling owner, came out and said you're going to return next season. So there, your worries should be gone. So I hope you've been sleeping easy tonight and you're getting this team fired up and ready to play. Yes, that was my inner Titans fan coming out. But that pisses me off. You cannot feed the fire going into the biggest game of the year, a biggest game for much of these players' careers. You can't do it. But in order for Mularkey to come back, you sit him down and you tell him, listen, we're not going to make any sudden moves right here because we're in the damn playoffs, but you're going to have to let Robisky go. There's a reason when Robisky's calling the plays, the offense stalls. But when we go in the no huddle, we're firing on all cylinders. It's because Marcus Mariota has the trust and the intelligence of his teammates that they know what he calls is going to be a right play. There's a reason the offense is clicking in the 2-minute warning or anytime we're in the no huddle. It's not that hard to figure out that Robisky is absolute trash. As a matter of fact, Blake Bortles wants to remove the trash from his name. Go ahead and give it to Robisky then. Show up, Blake. Show up. You're going to have to play great to beat the Steelers. Marcus Mariota, you're going to have to play great to beat the Patriots. And you have been playing great. You're making plays, and I'm telling you, I swear, Marcus Mariota has reminded me so much of Steve McNair the past 2 weeks that I'm so in love with it. I'm infatuated with it. I can't stop watching Marcus Mariota and these Titans. And I feel like every team is watching Marcus Mariota. He's fun to watch. He's such a humbled guy. But he's a true competitor. And you've seen it. You've seen it. But moving on to the conference championship weeks is going to be the Patriots and Steelers for the AFC, Saints and Falcons for the NFC. Now, have my Super Bowl picks changed? I'm not sure. I guess you'll have to find out. You're going to have to keep listening. You're going to have to keep listening. That's right. I need the listeners. So for the AFC, it's going to be the Patriots and the Steelers. How many times has it come down between the Patriots and the Steelers? But you know who's winning this ball game? It's going to be Pittsburgh. It's going to be Pittsburgh. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. And who they're going to face? Is it going to be the Saints or Falcons? No question. No question about it. It's the Saints. It's the Saints. Who dat? It's the Saints. They're marching on. I don't see the Falcons being able to slow down this offense, even as good as the Falcons are playing. But I do see the Saints slowing down the Falcons' offense. You don't shut down Julio Jones. That does not happen. But Marshawn Lattimore will limit the big plays that Julio makes. That defense, the Saints' defense, I can't believe I never thought I would say the Saints have a great defense, but it's true. They do. Solid drafting. What a pick by taking Lattimore. They have a franchise cornerback. He's a cornerstone on that defense, and he's only a rookie. That's how good this guy is. He's a rookie. And he's able to shut down anybody he wants with ease. He shut Mike Evans down. Now, I don't think he's going to shut Julio down, but he's going to limit him. He's going to limit him for sure. And then the Saints offense, there's no stopping Ingram, Kamara, Thomas, Breeze. Could you stop one? Hell, look who else is left. You can't tell me that the Saints offense, it can be stopped, because it can't. That's the best offense in the NFL. It's a smooth machine, and there's no stopping it. Sure, everybody has a bad game here and there, but the Saints will not have a bad game, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that is going to be one hell of a game, especially in the offensive-minded culture that we live in now, where you just want to see the high-flying points. That's exactly what you're going to see with this ball game of the Steelers and Saints. Steelers have so many weapons. Saints have so many weapons. But the Saints are going to win that ball game. The Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm calling it now. The Saints, Drew Brees and company, are winning the Super Bowl. And that's going to be tough because, Drew Brees is getting older. He's obviously a pretty expensive quarterback. What are the Saints going to do in the offseason? What are they going to do? Would Brees negotiate a new deal? Would he restructure? What? Because even if Drew Brees wins you the Super Bowl, you have to start preparing for his replacement. You're going to have to draft a quarterback. Drew Brees, this could be his last year. Why not retire, go off in the sunset? One hell of a career. In my opinion, top 5 quarterback of all time. And it's a shame. Drew Brees doesn't get the credit he deserves, man. It was always Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Now it's, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben. Where's Brees at? Where's Brees? I'm going to give you my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. And Brees is in there. So, number 1, I've got Tom Brady. No denying that no more. No denying it. After him, I'm going to have Joe Montana. Tom Brady, Joe Montana. And then after Montana, it's Peyton Manning. And then you've got Drew Brees at number 4, followed by Dan Marino, number 5. Yeah, Marino never won the Super Bowl, but he was a damn good quarterback. Honestly, there's a case for him to be number 1. Seriously, there is. There is. But yes, that's my top 5. You got Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Dan Marino. And I feel like if Drew Brees is able to win another Super Bowl, he can surpass Peyton Manning, and he could possibly surpass Joe Montana. What? Blasphemy? No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at Drew Brees' career. Look at how many passing yards he's had. And don't get me, well, he's in a pass-happy offense. Who gives a damn? Drew Brees is that good where he can be in a pass-happy offense. Do you not see that? Drew Brees is a great all-time quarterback. And it's a shame that he's never got the credit he can deserve. Yes, everybody knows he's good. Everybody knows he's a great quarterback. But where's the respect, man? Put some respect on Drew Brees' name. Top 5 all time. Top 5, no denying it. Has over 70,000 career passing yards. Not many people can say that. Drew Brees can. Plus, he's got a Super Bowl. About to be 2. He's about to have 2 Super Bowls. Give him the respect, man. He's going to go down as probably the number 2 quarterback of all time behind Tom Brady until another hot shot comes and replaces him. Drew Brees is that good of a quarterback, guys. Don't deny it. I wouldn't lie to you. I don't blow coverages. This is Cover 2 Sports. We don't blow coverages. So if I'm saying it, it's got to be true. It's got to be. But I hope y'all are able to enjoy the national championship game tonight, January 8th. It's going to be Bama, Georgia. Just to recap, I have Bama winning this game 24-21. And then this weekend, even more football. And unfortunately, football season is coming to a close. But enjoy these last few weeks. Enjoy it. And then it's going to be, nearing playoff time for the NBA. Baseball's going to be getting kicked off. It's a great time of year. The best football of the year is going on right now. Basketball's in, it's basketball. I love the NBA, but it's hard to watch in the regular season. Just let the playoffs get here. And then baseball. I'm a huge baseball guy. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, so you need to enjoy what last few moments you have of football. But don't be one of them sports fans that, there's nothing to watch now. Come on. Playoff basketball? Baseball? Yeah, baseball plays 162 games. But come on, you got so many stars to watch. So many teams are on the up. It's going to be a hell of a year. 2018 is going to be one of the best sports years of all time. It's off to a great start. Off to a great start. And I hope every single one of y'all enjoy it. Don't take it for granted. Don't let it slip by. Sports is one of the only few things that you can just love and hate at the same time. Your team can piss you off. And then they can just make you fall in love all over again one play. It takes one play. That's why everybody's infatuated with this time of the year. And maybe, God bless their souls, maybe one day the Cleveland Browns fans will be able to, watch with pride. I don't know, man. I don't see it happening soon, though. Don't see it happening soon. But I want to thank y'all for listening, guys. This is Cover 2 Sports. I'm Chase Hoke. We don't blow coverages. Enjoy the night's game.